Three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the OLine Committee.
Look at this guy.
Hello,
the Colorado wilderness.
From the wild, we have brought him back. Look at him. God.
He's been on a 4-week, 3-day hunting excursion, crawling through the woods of Colorado.
Eating
Jeremiah
what they catch.
Sirles.
Do it.
What's up, boys? How are we?
Dude, you've been removed, by the way, from the middle. I just want you to know that.
Oh, hold
That's
on.
fine.
That's
I don't need to be in the middle right now. I'm not in my normal station. Listen, I'm not. In my
there's
normal
no
station.
Swifty Sirles flag. Come on.
Oh yeah, no Swifty Sirles for you. Yeah.
There is no Swifty Swirls, but there is a 5-point bold hanging behind me. So
Yeah, we got that whole. We're gonna save the squeamish part of our audience for.
Oh, you
for
sure?
Don't do it.
But
Don't do
you
it.
sure?
No, dude.
Are you sure?
Oh my God.
Nobody wants to see it. I could just show the antlers. What about just the antlers?
Okay, the antlers. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's nice. That's nice little.
I'll spare you guys. I'm gonna walk around this way. I'll spare you the carcass.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Dude, for two things. First of all, well, three things. Good to have you back, and you'll be back in the full fold here in a couple days. Number two, since you're on right now, I know that you're gonna have after a great week of hunting, you're gonna have a couple Lucy breakers, couple nicotine pouches with extra.
I think they're waiting
surprise.
for me at the house. I honestly think that we ordered some. I cannot wait to get back those Lucy breakers. It got the flavor pocket, right? So they're sitting in there, and then you give them a little crunch right at the end, reburst of flavor. I can't wait.
The reburst. Get the football sounder for that. Yeah, set yourself up. By the way, Lucy jumping on board here with our guy Jay. You can set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/OLC. Use the promo code OLC to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind, but that's lucy.co and use the code OLC to get 20% off. And here's the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age.
Yes.
Every order is age verified. And warning, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Just like football is.
Oh, yeah.
Addictive.
How about my mother trucking Giants?
Hit him with it. Get him with it.
Finally!
No, love thy captor.
Love thy captor. That's
captor.
fine.
God.
Yeah.
You're going to be
Your
so
dad.
excited.
Against your dad, which makes it so much sweeter when it was your dad that my Giants beat.
Enjoy your one win of the
Your
year.
biological
Enjoy your one
father.
win of the year. Did you watch the highlights?
I don't
Chill.
care. I watched W's and L's. That's all that matters. W's and L's.
And by the way, you're sad because you also love thy captor. It sounds like, Boone, with how sad you are right now.
You can hit me
Yeah.
with that one. It hurts.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
not only that, but you lose your other tackle now.
Dude,
I'm like,
I
man,
saw it. Is Joe
I know.
okay? What happened? I didn't see.
Yeah, he'll be okay. It's gonna be. Sounds like it's an ankle. And
It's nothing. Okay, good. I just saw. I read that he was carted off, and so I didn't know how serious.
nothing crazy like that. But at the same
Good,
time,
good.
you and I both know that the Swiss cheese.
Oh,
of the
down to your
offensive line,
third.
right?
Down to your
Right.
third.
Oh,
Third left tackle is a tough place to be. I think it was Storm
Bad.
Norton, wasn't it?
yeah, and dude, Abdul Carter at the end of the game started picking it up, and it's like, okay, this is why they got him early. Oh God,
Yeah.
it's good, dude. Did you see Sexy Dexy with the
Yes.
interception? It was
But how about
insane.
dude?
Hey,
They couldn't freaking
hey,
score. He needed to
how
get
about
one
this,
more
though?
yard.
It's okay, dude. When there's a picture of him running, and finally people understand how big he is, because even Johnny was asking me, he's like, Dad,
Dude,
why is this guy so
people don't
good? I go,
understand.
he's 2 inches taller than Justin Herbert, and you see him when
Yes.
he's running, and you're like, oh my God, he
And
makes him look small.
360 pounds.
Huge, dude. He looked like a train running. I was like,
Dude, it
oh
must
my
have been.
God,
It's
he's so
the week of big men. You had Caden Proctor, the
Oh,
left
yeah.
tackle from Alabama, catching a bubble screen and just trucking a safety.
truck the whole defense.
And then you have Dexter Lawrence. I mean, he looked like the old Linville Joseph running back in the Philadelphia game.
Give him
Dude, it
the
was
gas
hilarious.
mask on the
yeah.
bench.
Dude, and Max
Hey.
Crosby had one.
I just know this. If they keep running Jaxson Dart like that, he might die.
Hey, well, the problem is, too, he's going on his own. And I'm not against it because he's getting first downs, but there's a couple times, dude, there was one hit that he just missed, and it was like, oh, my God, he's out before it even started. But,
He'll
dude,
learn.
did you see
He'll
Dable
learn.
at the end of the year, at the end of the game? I've never seen him so excited, dude. He was going nuts. He was like,
dude, it's their first win. Give him a break.
we're into October. That's the problem. You don't celebrate wins like that. We know that. Stop it.
Yes, you do. When
your job is being saved,
when your job
because
is
of the
on the
win.
Oh,
line.
it got
Yeah,
saved.
it
It got saved. Dude, Scatabo? Oh, whatever he's on.
Oh, dude, R.I.P. Neighbors. Damn.
Oh, I know. Well, that's why I was telling
Dude,
Mackey, like,
it's the turf. The turf in MetLife is
get
cursed.
rid of it. Get rid of it.
Cursed. Rip it up and start over.
I'm with it. Did you see OBJ tweeted it out? He was like, listen,
Dude,
you
it
finally
was
have
Aaron's
to see it.
Achilles. You had Odell's there. You had Nick Bosa's there. Like, the list of the graveyards of Achilles and ACLs on that field is nuts.
Fix it.
It is
Do
bad,
something.
man.
Especially because that's such a huge loss for them. And what a way, like, you finally get the quarterback that you want, right? Like, this dude's got the moxie. He can do it all. He's having fun back there. Took a couple too many sacks, but it is what it is. But then the same game, you lose your number one. Who could, dude, that kid was dominant. Malik, did you see?
He was on his path to being one of the next great ones.
Oh, yeah, he was. But, Dave, more excited now. And this kind of sucks because when you're sitting there as a Giants fan, you're like, I hate hearing this, but it's like next year, we're going to be
There
next
is
year,
some juice.
hear me out.
In October, and you're like, well, next year could be fun.
I'm sure New York media is saying that too. And Dayball's upstairs in the same thing. Like, hey guys, listen, hear me out. Next year, we're going to do this.
One more year.
We can't be judged now, right? Neighbors is out. So I'm good.
Yeah.
One more year,
I'm
2026.
I got to work with the rookie quarterback.
Jaxson.
Listen, watch what I did with Josh after his rookie year.
I agree, dude. I'm believing it. I'm like, hey, listen, this could be the reason that he stays, and this could be the reason that they become the team that they've always wanted to be, right? Like they've wanted this connection.
Well,
with
they
the
finally.
quarterback.
It looked like when I was watching, they finally used their front correctly.
Yes.
They got all those dudes on the field at once. You have Burns, Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, right? Like, you get all those dudes on the field at once, someone's going to win, right? Someone is going to win a one-on-one matchup there because you got to double one of them. Like, you got to either double Dex or you got to slide out and double Burns. You got to slide out and double Carter. Like, they finally kind of put that whole piece together. If the Giants can keep doing that, I mean, their defense is going to help them out.
Dude, when Dexter Lawrence, when he tipped that ball to himself, you guys ever like scrolling around on Instagram and you see the slow motion dog videos where it's like the moment a dog sees a treat in the air and like slow motion? We need that for Dexter Lawrence as that ball's in the air and he's like realizing I'm going to score a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, the old linemen are probably in that moment like, you tackle him. I am not.
Yeah, I'm not tackling him.
I am not
laying down in front of the
Or
tracks.
you're almost like, Herbert, don't do it. Herbert, don't do it.
One of the things to make point of, too, is the reason that this defensive front worked was because they were winning the game, right? Like, that's a huge piece of this. You cannot be
pin the
behind.
ears back and go.
Right? You have to be competitive. You have to be a touchdown away. You have to be ahead. You have to be tied. That's when this defensive front's really going to go. Dude, there was a time where I was watching the game. It's Thibodeau and Burns on one side, and you're like, oh, boy, this is not going to end well. And you just see this twist happen, and you're like, I knew this was not going to end well for anyone. It's finally coming to fruition, and this is where the New York Giants people are like, hey, it's coming to life, right? Got to find a receiver number one, though. Got to do something now to
They need to trade. They need to make a trade
something
for someone, probably, because, I mean, you can't have a rookie wide receiver like that without a go-to guy like Neighbors.
I agree. 100%.
Who's available right now to be traded for? I mean, like the Higgins stuff died down.
Higgins ain't going anywhere.
No.
I mean, it's just there's not that many. Yeah, they could sign OBJ. That's what they should do.
Oh,
just
bring him
OBJ
back.
out of retirement.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
So,
well, listen, we know you guys are.
I got to roll. I got to go finish cutting this thing up and then hit the road.
Love it, man. Jeremiah from the wilderness.
From the wild. From the wild.
I'm back next week, boys. Party like we never left.
Are you back Thursday? Are you coming back Thursday?
No, I
or
come
are you
home
back
tonight.
next week?
I drive home tonight.
Okay.
So I'll be back. I'll be back on Thursday.
You're not ducking the picks. You're not ducking.
No, I'm not. Except for I heard I went 0-4 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just go back to the wilderness. Just go back.
That's what happens. That's what happens. You don't do any research and you're just sitting in a cabin. You're like, that sounds good. So, all right, boys, I got to roll.
All right, Jay. Good stuff, man. From the woods of Colorado.
From the wild. God, how beautiful did that look? I'm one of these things.
Well, fall hits a little. We're in the Midwest here. We're kind of getting a little fall colors, but not quite Colorado like. So you asked for this yesterday. It's been a few weeks since we've done meat in the A gap. So I bring to you meat in the A gap.
I love this.
Some scenarios here for you.
I'll tell you right now.
No, I think I'm good on that, actually. Like, I would die if we met in the A-gap.
I would never hurt you, Phil.
Even in your non-current playing state, you'd kill me. So I'm gonna bring two things or teams or people to the table and they're going to meet in the A gap, and you tell me which one wins. Okay. So the first one is sneaky AFC teams. Sneaky AFC teams.
Okay.
Meeting in the A gap, the 2-2 New England Patriots and the 2-2 Denver Broncos.
Oh.
Sneaky, I'll say AFC playoff teams.
You know, it's so hard because that game last night. Listen, I know who I'm firing. I'm sorry, man. It's time to go. With this experiment in Cincinnati has run its course. But you look at what they put up over like 500 yards last night, didn't they? Between running the ball and passing. Like the Broncos, they have
those
been
two those games, man. I watched both those games like in their entirety, and my eyes were bleeding by 10 o'clock.
I don't know how you could, but I was more into the Broncos game because I'm a huge Vance Joseph fan. He was one of the assistants when I was in San Francisco, and it's so wild. One of my neighbors, who is actually my best friend, and I fucking love to death, he's like my mentor. He's awesome. He is also friends with them, and so we get to talk a lot, like back and forth through a mutual friend, and I love Vance to death, so I'm a huge fan of the Broncos. And Streif's the OLine coach, huge fan of Zach Streif when he played and even now. So I love what they're doing, and I think that they have it. I think they've just kind of got bombarded by two really tough games because they played the Colts early, right, which they lost. And then who was the other game that they lost?
Let's see here. The Colts game was really the one because it was a 60-yard field goal the Colts were lining up for, and Denver does the over the center penalty thing
over
for
the
15
center.
yards.
Yeah.
The game was over, and because they invaded the center's, the long snapper's space on a 60-yard field goal, then they move it up to 45.
They made it.
So they lost to the Chargers in Week 3 in a close game, 23. So they have. The Broncos are 2-2, and the Patriots are similar, but the Broncos are 2-2, 2 road losses at the Colts and Chargers by a combined 4 points. And then the Patriots are also 2-2, but one of their losses was against Pittsburgh in a game in which they fumbled on the goal line and threw an end zone interception, and they dominated yardage-wise. So these are two teams that should probably both be 3-1. If not for just terribly placed turnovers by the Patriots and the 15-yard invading the long snapper's personal space penalty by the Broncos.
And to be fair, I'm not understating. Like a 2-2 team is tough, right? You're 500 in the first quarter of the season. Number one, the Patriots have a new coach. Like they're trying to figure themselves out. How does this guy handle himself on game day? So I still have a lot of faith in them. I'm just right now, I like what's going on in Denver. Obviously, they schmoed the living Patushkis out of Cincinnati last night, and they're not really much to talk about because of we know why. Break my freaking heart again. But right now, I would be going with the Broncos. Who are you going with?
I think I'm going Broncos in this A gap, but Mike Vrabel has clearly injected some Vrabelness into the Patriots. And Drake May, there's going to be some ups and downs and a couple bad turnovers here and there, but like Drake May can definitely play. But there's just, man, Sean Payton, if you get him any type of on-schedule quarterback, I'm not saying that Bo Nix is Drew Brees for all those years, but to go from Russell Wilson in that first year, a couple years ago for Sean Payton, who's just like never on schedule, he's not very accurate, and he's kind of going rogue. And he found a guy who can play on schedule and who's athletic and mobile, and also like you mentioned at the yardage last night. And they're playing the Bengals. The Bengals defense is just
that's why I said
disaster. So grain of salt. But between J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey, they've got some
studs.
Real juice in that backfield too, man. So
which could pay off for a young player, right? Like this kind of helps him with his sophomore slump. And I think early on people were worried about a sophomore slump, but I think we look now and go, no, those are just two really good teams, and you guys fought really, really hard. So it's like you're kind of baptized by fire right away, right? We got to go, and now you're 2-2, and the fact that you have a run game and an offensive line in front of you, it's like, this is going to get really interesting because they have a really good defense too. And if you can just keep it together, the Chargers, we talked about it earlier, they break my heart. Love that captor. Hit me again. I'll cry. I don't care what they could have been this year. I feel like now the Broncos and the Chiefs are kind of like, hey, listen, we're back in this thing, right? You get to 2-2. Even the Chiefs, you're like, oh my God, we should have just killed it when we had the chance and we did it. And now they're all back. And the West is going to become so fun. Love it.
Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs it's like an Indiana Jones movie or something where he like reaches back in for his hat, like you almost had me.
It's closing. Man. They just show that last little bit, and you're like, oh no, Indy, and he gets it. Yeah. Love those movies.
Okay, Next meeting in the A gap. Let's go to the NFC. Sneaky NFC playoff teams. The 3-1, or even like beyond playoffs, just like sneaky NFC teams. 3-1 Seattle Seahawks, 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. And we will do a Falcons film breakdown this week.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one, dude. Man.
They both have some juice.
They really do, and I love what Washington did this last week. I just worry about Penix a little bit. It's kind of been this up and down this year, right? And maybe this last game was the one that kind of helps him start to take these steps forward. What he can rely on with Bijan, holy shit. Yeah. Okay. So forever and a day, I've thought that Alvin Kamara is the most underrated player in the NFL, right? Like nobody ever talks about him. You give that guy the ball, and he is amazing. Bijan is now officially, in my mind, that number one player. Like I still think really highly of Alvin Kamara. I just feel like he's on a bad team. But Bijan is incredible. And then him and Drake London, what he's starting to do, you start getting Kyle Pitts involved. But then you talk about guys like Tyler Algier, who in the backfield are helping you out at the same time. Darnell Mooney. Like there's so many playmakers on this team that you're like, okay, I really like what they're doing. They're spreading it out. At times when they fall into trouble, they give it to Bijan. He does a couple jump cuts, and he finds his way through. Which, by the way, did you watch the Red Zone when they were talking about put the mustard on it? Did you understand what that meant?
No, I missed that.
Thank God we don't say dumb shit on this show. Good God.
Never.
They kept talking about putting the mustard, like Bijan's putting the mustard on it.
Oh, like because Dijon
If that's
mustard.
the like reference, I was like, God, this has become so lame. Like, what are we doing? But you watch what they do offensively, it's the opposite way. Now, the problem becomes Seattle because they're a tough team. Like, they're just straight up tough. And they have two running backs in the backfield that have been known to do the 1-2 punch. They're playing kind of really well as a team right now. Like, what was it, the Saints game? They had like a punt return for a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown. Offensively, they scored. I think they scored defensively. You're like, shit, that's a really tough team to build, right? And for me, the last couple of years, they have sucked when they play at home, which is wild because I only knew Seattle when you played them at home. You were like, it's over. Like, you better hope to God you don't turn the ball over. You better hope to God you don't have one negative run, because if you get that crowd going, if you even let that crowd get into it, you're not going to hear anything for 4 hours. And the problem was when you would go up there, people were like, oh, just know what's going on. You'd be like, that's great. But after a while, you can't even hear yourself think. It is so loud. And you're like, okay, this is becoming maddening in my mind because I can't think because it's so loud and I don't know who the safeties are. And it's like, it's wild. So for them not to win there, but now it seems like they're trying to turn a corner. And it's like, hey, we might have figured ourselves out. We still have the crowd noise here. We have some good offense. We have some great defense. Special teams is showing up. Like, I am going to have to say them for that reason. Like, I think as a team, they're playing extremely well. And you know what drives me nuts is the Young Wei Koo thing. Like, they had that dude forever, and he was doing great, and now he's not. And it's, yeah, I'm going to go with Seattle on this one. I like them.
I lean Seattle in this A gap as well. They're just not very talked about. I feel like they're kind of
just good
because in that division you got the Rams who've won a Super Bowl more recently, and the Niners have been to a couple Super Bowls and still have at least some of the nucleus intact, and Kyle Shanahan. And so it's like people get to the Seahawks the last few years and they don't really know what to do with. For a couple years, Geno Smith is their quarterback, and people are not really buying it. And now it's like Sam Darnold comes over and he's trying to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. So I think people look at their quarterback situation when it was Russ for 10 years and that defense and Marshawn Lynch and Pete Carroll is like, you kind of knew, you could kind of wrap your arms around what the Seahawks were. They're going to throw moon balls with Russ. He's going to keep plays alive. They're going to run the ball, play defense, whatever. But they're still rooted in defense, dude. In four games, they've given up. The game against the Cardinals on the road, they give up 20 points in a win. That's the most points their defense has given up in a game. Last Thursday, yeah.
That was a Thursday game. That's why you got to like throw those games out a little bit, because you're going to beat up on some people, right? Like defensively, you're going to get your ass kind of cooked. You're expected to give up some points. What stands out for me defensively is Leonard Williams. What that guy's able to do, he is still a fucking force in the middle. And I don't think I ever played Leonard. I wish I would have, because big guys like that, like DeForest Buckner, Akeem Hicks, Haloti Nada, those guys were always so fun to play because they challenge you with speed at times. And I say speed, but like they're not really that fast. But like you have to worry about them at times swiping your hands and cooking an edge. But at the same time, they could pick you up off the ground. Like, they're just such a force to be reckoned with. And what he's doing for them defensively is huge. Love it. I love Mike McDonald, right?
Yeah.
McDonald. God, I'm already thinking of, you already know
Well,
you already know who I'm firing. I'm kidding. I'm not. But I love what they're doing because they are so under the radar. You're right. The Rams right now, they look good, right? Like, they look real good. And we're kind of looking at them like, yeah, that's exactly what we should be afraid of, is Matt Stafford throwing it to Puka. And now they have a 1-2 punch in the backfield, right? Like, their defense is getting going. This could be a problem. San Francisco, I feel like they get so much love because they have so many superstars, right? Like, you have the Kittle and the Juszczyk and the CMC and the Trent Williams, and you got Bosa, who's down right now, and you all of a sudden you got Robert Saleh fighting Liam Coen. Like, they're the Niners, baby. Like, it's hard to explain the West, but the Rams and the Niners get a lot of love right now because of who's on their team and what they've been able to do. And I think people expect them to put up these wins. And all of a sudden, Seattle's going to sneak in here and be like, oh, they don't see us coming, guys. Like,
yes,
it's a perfect position for them to be like, oh, yeah. Stafford's great. Oh, yeah. And the Niners are built great. Hey, shh, we're going to come up here. No one's going to see us. And then all of a sudden, boom, you just start smacking people, right? Like, that's what I see happening before I see anything.
Yep. I will say, so even though I'm picking the Seahawks in this meet in the A-gap, Bijan Robinson put some mustard on it. And we'll do a breakdown this week of the Falcons offense for Atlanta fans out there, but he, through 4 games, leads the NFL in yards from scrimmage. So he has 584 yards from scrimmage already. He's averaging over 7 yards per touch.
Insane,
so
dude.
if you give him the ball, 7 yards on average so far through the first 4 games.
His jump cuts
Crazy.
are legend. Like, I'm watching him like, oh my God, what is? And he's got a great O-line in front of him, right? And all of a sudden, you just start creating these. He only needs like this much room, and that's why I call him the Alvin Kamara, because to me, Alvin Kamara is an all-around back, right? Like, he's the CMC now, the guy that we're like, hey, if we throw it to him, he's almost more dangerous than if we hand it to him, because if we throw it to him, that means he has more space around him, and that's what they do well with. But they're also kind of flying under the radar. Why? Because Tampa's in their division. And so everyone's like, oh, we love Baker, right? We love Baker. Shit, I love Baker. But they're another one that I could see coming up later in the year and being like, yeah, we love Baker too. Oh, yeah, Baker's great. Fuck Baker. Let's show them what we got, right? Like, dude, you look, when they spread people out, I was watching, like, Penix, and I'll say it again, he makes me nervous because the up and the down, and I get it. You're young. You guys are going through some shit with the quarterback situation. You're figuring yourself out. That's great. What I love about that situation is how awesome your offensive line is and the amount of weapons you have around him, that it's like, hey, you can have outlets everywhere, right? He's going to start to figure it out like, oh, if one's not open, two's open. If two's not open, 3 is just as dangerous as 1 and 2. Like, it's awesome when you can do that as an offense, is put weapons all over the field and go, hey, find your targets. If you don't, go look for 7, because he's going to bail you out, and this kid is sweet. His jump cut back in is going to be insane, and it's fun to watch now. The question is, can they sustain this throughout the year? Because it's going to start to get tough, right? People are going to start to figure you out. People are going to start to put more pressure on you, and you're going to have answers.
Atlanta, like, when you look at Atlanta from 30,000 feet, you're like, okay, they have a really talented second-year quarterback in Penix, and then crazy weapons. Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts is starting to click a little bit.
Stupid.
Even like Mooney and Tyler Algier. I mean, they have dudes you can spread the ball around to. But whether it was the way they handled their quarterback situation a year and a half ago by just oddly giving Kirk Cousins all that money and then drafting Penix, and then even this year, it's like, why are you getting shut out against the Panthers in Week 3? There's just these little weird. The organization has these weird, like, and obviously getting shut out, they clearly had a come to Jesus meeting and then scored 34 points and 430 yards of offense against Washington, so maybe it vaults them. But there's just something a little off with the organization that, I don't know, maybe Michael Penix can help fix it. But
well, he needs to prove it over the next couple of weeks that he can fix it, because if he can't, then it's the same old Falcons that we've been seeing the last couple of years. It's like, you have so many weapons on the team. Like, they've drafted great. They drafted all of those guys practically. Like, it's like, dude, this is amazing. You're doing a great job. You just need that one piece. And how, dude, we talk about this all the time. How important is that one piece, the quarterback? The one guy that can control everything. You can have the most amazing people around him. If you can't get a guy that can just throw it from me to you without freaking out, it makes all and people look at this and they're like, is it really that simple? You're like, yeah, it's that simple. Mm-hmm. It's physically that simple.
Okay, meeting in the A gap.
Do it.
In a no rules blood sport street fight. Liam Coen, Robert Saleh.
Dude, don't even. I'm a huge Robert Saleh fan. When I went out there for the game, I met him. I hugged him. I was like, I'm your biggest fan. Like the way the energy.
Was this
that
in San Francisco or what? In
It was in Frisco when I first retired. We went back to watch the game against Green Bay, the playoff game, the conference championship. And we were on the field before, and I got to see a whole bunch of my friends, and it was great. And then after the game, I got to see Robert Saleh, and we were talking for a little bit, and I was like, dude, I am your biggest fan. The energy that you coach with, we would have been lethal together. Like, we would have given each other heart attacks on and off the field, just running into each other, having a blast. He was kind of laughing, but I think that he would absolutely beat the living piss out of Liam Coen. I don't even think that would be a fight. I think he would just... He beat the shit out of him.
I know.
Stop it, Mackey.
Couple things on this. Tail of the tape. Robert Saleh, 46 years old. Liam Coen, 39. So Liam Coen's 7-year age advantage, right on the edge of your fighting prime there. So I wouldn't dismiss 46. Saleh feels like a guy that comes out hot in the first round and then maybe runs out of cardio. Like he looks like he's spending too much time in the weight room, not enough time on the cardio machines. You know what
You're
I'm
not
saying?
going to make it past round one with this dude. Did you see Liam Coen's press conference in the beginning?
Hey.
Duval. Dude, could you imagine Robert Saleh coming out of through the tunnel?
Listen, man.
Like
Liam seemed, but for Liam to go at Saleh like that, keep my name out of your effing mouth. There's a little bit of a psychotic look in his eye. I feel like he's the type of guy that he's like a little crazier than you think when the bell rings. He's also 6'1", 238 pounds. That's tough to take down, man.
I'm watching it right now on TV. It's on Good Morning Football right now. That shows them two going back and forth. And here's my problem, right? Like I'm watching it right now. There's a lot of people in the middle, and they're all looking at each other like, "Are we really doing this?" One of the linemen's looking at Saleh like, "Hey, man, calm down."
The Jags.
If Liam Coen really wanted the smoke, he would have turned around right there and he'd have been like, Hainsey, let's go back and beat the shit out of this dude. But he didn't. And that's where I'm like, man, listen, you want the smoke, you better be careful. But walking away and saying, keep my fucking name out of your mouth, that's not really wanting all the smoke or the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw Saleh, like, what'd you say to me? And start
so
walking
you're saying if Liam, because Liam was kind of walking away when he said it.
Yeah.
If Liam was coming at Saleh, you'd have a little more respect for how dangerous he is.
Richard Sherman, Trent Williams situation. Instead of walking away, if he would have walked up and been like, I'm going to punch you in your motherfucking face, and then Richard Sherman was like, well, then do it, fam. And then what did he do? Boom! And everybody was like, you.
But they both wanted the smoke, right?
Well, I think Richard Sherman thought he was joking, and we were all like, when did you ever think Trent was joking? I don't think that guy ever jokes. I would
want to gamble on that?
Right?
Yeah.
And he literally looked you in the face and said, I want to punch you in the face. And you were like, do it. And he did it. It was like, okay, well, I guess, that's cool. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Liam would have walked up and been like, what if, it'd been great. And I can't believe we're saying this, but it's funny to me to see two coaches going at it. Because we always talked about this. Because at times coaches would, like, over-embellish and be like, you know what? You're lucky I don't see that DC out there on the 50. I'd beat his ass. And you're like, all right, seriously. Money right now. Who's got ROC versus their DC? What do we take? Like, what are we thinking the chances of this fight happening are? And who's going to win? And it was just so funny because they have to wear khakis. They have to wear polos. And you picture two guys in polos fighting. And you're like, this is not. But could you imagine if Liam Coen just walked up to Robert Saleh, dead face right after the game, like told his security guards afterwards, like, yo, get ready to throw down. Walked up, pushed him, and was like, yo, pussy, you ever talk about me again, I'll kick the shit out of you. That to me would have been like, don't fuck with that guy, okay? Because he was down to fight in the middle of the 50. But at some point, I'm sure the owners went to both of them and were like, knock this shit off now. You're embarrassing both of us.
I actually think you may have stumbled into, I'll turn it into a meet in the A-gap.
Don't tease me.
Yesterday, I gave you an option for breaking. Would you rather have ties in the NFL or would you rather have a field goal kicking contest?
Stop. I know where you're going.
So we're gonna break a tie at the end of overtime. You can either have a field goal kicking contest, and meeting in the A gap is each team chooses an assistant coach to go into the middle of the field and physically fight for the win.
Yes, that's where we are. You can either pick your DC or your OC, but they have to go down into the middle of the field, and they have.
So it has to be a coordinator.
Has to be
or special team, because special teams. So you got to be one of the three coordinators, or is it just
you better be
defense?
careful because I know some crazy special teams coordinators. You throw those guys in, like Larry Izzo is there still.
See, here's the thing, because this adds another element of like staff building. Is like, all right, we're trying to fix our defense, and so we're going to hire Vic Fangio. But if we get to the end of a game and we have to choose someone to fight, we can't run old Vic out there. So do we want someone a little younger and more fit? The hiring process becomes complicated.
This would be hysterical. Just because of how many coaches actually used to be like, I'd beat his ass. You'd be like, prove it. Now, there's a few I would not want to mess with. Like, you think of like D'Amico Ryans. Like, technically, he's the DC of that team. Well, he's not. I guess they just came out and said he's not calling plays, so he went Vrabel. Like, what if Vrabel's like
Dan Campbell versus Mike Vrabel?
Mike Vrabel
to decide the game.
Oh my god. Dude, are you kidding me?
It's like, what's the kickbox? Is it Kickboxer 2? I don't know if you're like into these late 80s weird blood sport movies, but
of course
I think it's Kickboxer 2
with
where
John Claude Van Damme?
Or is it Bloodsport?
Bloodsport was the best.
Where they dip their taped knuckles in broken glass
and
they fight. Instead of having gloves on, they put glass.
Dude.
God,
what,
the
80s?
Dan Campbell.
The 80s were for it. Could you imagine Dan Campbell? Man, just dipping.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, that would be great. I'm here for that. We need to get this going. God, I'm with you. Ties suck.
I don't think they have that type of fighting at Viking Fest, but they do have fun activities for you, the family, for the Twin Cities-based portion of OLine Committee this weekend, October 4th and 5th, and then the following weekend, October 11th and 12th, at the Dakota County Fairgrounds, Viking Fest, Minnesota. This is a bold new celebration of Vikings heritage, Norse mythology, living history, the largest Vikings festival in the country. You can see a Vikings historical encampment, Viking combat and live weapons demonstrations. That's how you settle ties in the NFL. Over 5 stages of music, comedy, and theater. Great for families and for adults. They have separate areas for whatever your group is. Viking Fest, Minnesota, this weekend, October 4th and 5th, and the following weekend, the 11th and 12th. Learn more and get tickets at vikingfest.com. Also, one more shout out here. We're pumped to team up with FVP Auto Parts and Menards this football season. So Menards is your one-stop shop for FVP Auto Parts, and that includes FVP -50 RV and marine antifreeze. So right now, you're probably thinking, oh, it's nice outside here in the upper Midwest. I don't need to worry about winter. Yeah, you will in like a month or two. So make sure you winterize your summer toys, boats, RVs, cabins with FVP RV and marine antifreeze, which protects up to -50 degrees Fahrenheit. So head to Menards. They're in 15 states, Minnesota, and a bunch of upper Midwest states as well. Jeremiah Sirles territory in Nebraska. Head to Menards and stock up on FVP antifreeze.
Let's go.
Okay. I mean, I had this theory for hockey games that it's like fighting in hockey is always kind of just weird and out of place. Like, oh, we're going to fire up if you want to make fighting mean something, okay, you guys can fight, and that's awesome, and it's part of the game, but whoever wins the fight gets a goal or a power play for their team. Ooh. So same way in the NFL. Hey, we don't need ties. Let's put a couple dudes out there and see what happens.
To the death. They look up at the commish. He's over here just thumbing it, big thumbing it, gives him the down thumb. Dan Campbell's like, I gotta do what I gotta do, Vrabes.
Instead of Roger Goodell giving the thumbs down, it's Taylor Swift giving the thumbs down.
Don't start that shit. Don't you dare bring that on this channel.
I have one more.
Do it.
We got time for one more meet in the A-gap here.
Dude, we have time for so many more. Stop it.
Well, we're doing film breakdowns too. But
that's right. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna say, okay, most gruesome knee injury you've seen watching football: Tyreek Hill last night, or fill in the blank, anything else you can think of meeting in the A-gap.
Listen, I definitely, that was horrific, but I will take my own. I had my knee was completely shattered, and there's a picture, and I took it, and I'd only show it to like my kids, when they complain at times, like my son will be like, "Oh, Dad, my back hurts." I'll like start scrolling through my phone, and it's my knee after a game, and we're in the locker room like the Monday or Tuesday after, and it's black from like my hip all the way down to my ankle on the inside. It's completely black. And I remember going to the doctor, and they were like, there was 100 cc's of fluid in it. And so they were like, all right, we're going to have to take this out. So they take it out. The next day, there's like 150. And they're like, okay, we're going to have to take this out. So they take that out. And then the next day, they're like, all right, listen, we can't take out too much in a week because it's going to keep getting worse. So you're going to have to play with it. And I had to
just play with like fluid in your knee. Is that?
And it felt like there was a gallon of water in my knee just going back and forth. Every time you run, it would swirl around. And I was like, listen, I can't physically do this right now. And they were like, come on, I thought you were tough. And I was like, this is disgusting to me. And that's why I think sometimes I shy away from stuff like that. Like, I don't ever want to watch somebody get hurt because I get this achy feeling in my elbows and my hips every time I see somebody get hurt, because I'm like, I know what that feels like, and it is so not what I ever want to feel like again. So I understand Tyreek. Like, I know the feeling. And all that happened. And it's funny because you can't do this anymore. And they were actually talking about it the other day, and I've talked to Johnny about it because he was like, Dad, what's the one play that, like, you think ended your career? And I told him, I was like, it's this one play we pulled on 99 whack. And I think in the moment I wasn't supposed to pull, but they shifted to a front, and it ended up making me pull. And so this wouldn't have happened. But when I went out there, the cornerback cut me. And when he cut me, my foot got stuck in the ground. And so the inside of my knee.
Was this Minnesota or Arizona?
Week 5. It was week 5.
Who were you playing for, though? Oh, Minnesota. Okay.
It was the inaugural season. I think it was Monday night. We were playing the Giants. Pull around on play like 10. And as I pulled around, my foot got stuck, and they cut me, and like the inside of my knee touched the ground. And when it came back, it shattered the inside of my knee. And so I was like, this feels horrible. And I remember this is like years ago, right? And they told me that they wanted me to have microfracture surgery. And this was when everybody was doing it and their careers were going down. And I was like, no, not a chance. And I remember I talked to my mentor at the time, and we were both adamant we were not going to do that. And everybody was like, there is no way to fix this knee unless you have microfracture surgery. We ended up finding something, which was awesome. It was extremely painful, but it worked. And it allowed me to play probably another 3 or 4 years. But until Seattle, you saw it. I mean, it was completely sideways, right? Like, all of that bone was missing. It just shattered. And so it went from being like a flat knee, like sitting like this, to like sitting like this. And that's why all this side was caved in. And so it was sitting at an angle. And I was like, it was awkward, wasn't it, Phil? You saw it more than anyone. I mean,
so I kind of got to know you or like that season basically. So your knee was normal looking or straight until that play, or was it kind of given in even before then?
No, it was actually not bad before that at all. But as it happened, it slowly started to disintegrate more down and down and down. And so as it went on, it kept getting more. I mean, dude, I look at one of our family photos the other day, and if you look at us from straight on, right, you see us from 20 yards away. It's me and all the kids and my wife. My legs they start straight, and then my one goes all the way in like this. And I'm looking, and there's so many times that I see photos like that I go, boy, I really was blind. Like because I remember everyone looking at me like, dude, how are you? Like,
well, Jeremiah, you put a little wrap on it and be like, all right, we're fine. Everything's good. No,
when I came back from that, after that season, when I came back the next OTAs, my first day back, Sirles was the first one to come up to me and be like, what did you do? And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, bro, they're never going to let you play again. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, your leg looks mangled. And I was like, no, it doesn't, does it? And he's like, are you blind? It's crooked. I was like,
your kneecaps are touching each other, dude.
I was like, no, it's not that bad. Hey, man, anything to play, right? We all had fun.
That's right. Love of the game.
Let's go. Yeah, we've seen some bad ones, though, man. I mean, just terrible things. I will say this, though. In college, wearing those knee braces was the greatest thing ever, because you would see guys get taken out constantly. And if you weren't wearing knee braces, it was brutal and horrific. Just brutal.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back again at some point in the next couple weeks with some more meat in the A-gap. There's more where that came from. We will, I think maybe for next week, we'll do Mackey fire someone's ass. We'll find new ways to rank teams. And then our guy Jay is back on Thursday. So if you enjoy the OLine committee, appreciate you guys. Help us get to 40,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you guys for some film breakdowns, and we'll see you again on Thursday.